Hello students. Now today we will be dealing with graph-based clustering algorithms. This is last but one part of module 5. Then after this we have scalable clustering algorithms which will complete module 5. So graph-based clustering algorithms. Now what do you mean by graph-based clustering? We have already done with density-based clustering where we had seen based on the dense areas we start clustering the groups, right? Now in graph-based clustering, this is a method for identifying groups or similar cells or samples. Again, a clustering technique. So advanced here, the main point is it doesn't make any prior assumption about the clusters. Okay, that is the number, the size, the density, shape of the cluster. Nothing of this need to be known in advance prior to clustering. That is what is a graph-based clustering. So basically there are three properties for graph-based clustering. First one is sparsification. Second one is we define a similarity measure, and third one is we define the core objects. So core objects already in density based clustering we have learnt what are core objects. So we define the core objects and build clusters based on these core objects. So coming to what is sparsification. So sparsification is to keep the connections. Basically sparsify means we are trying to keep the connections of the objects with its nearest neighbors. Okay. Okay, now supposing I have just drawn a simple diagram over here. We have a matrix like this. That means I have a set of data points. Now I am going to represent them using a matrix. Now this is a 3 by 3 matrix. So generally in sparsification, we talk about a m by m matrix and for m data points. Okay. Now these can be represented as a matrix first. And from the matrix, we represent them as a dense graph. Okay, a graph structure, something like this, where each node is connected to all the other nodes, and the weight of the edge between a pair of nodes, it reflects the pairwise proximity. Okay. Now, this is what is called as sparsification. Now, example of sparsification or example of a graph-based clustering algorithm is a minimum spanning tree. Now, what is a spanning tree? It is a subset of a graph G which has all the vertices covered with minimum number of edges. This is a basic definition of what a spanning tree is. So, here when I talk about a minimum spanning tree, it is that spanning tree in a weighted graph for which the sum of weights of its links is minimal. So if I take the sum of weights of the links, they have to be minimal. That is what we call as a minimum spanning tree. So as I told you here earlier, first in sparsification, we take a matrix like this, then we construct a graph. Now you can see here, first is minimum spanning tree for the dissimilarity graph. Then what I am supposed to do here in minimum spanning tree, after the graph is created, we break the clusters, that is break the link which corresponds to the largest dissimilarity. For instance, if you see this point and this point, there is a long distance between the two. So there is a possibility of a dissimilarity more between these 2 points. Then we break these links between here and here or here and here. So wherever there is largest dissimilarity, we start breaking the links and creating smaller clusters like this. Okay, this is what we do in a minimum spanning tree clustering technique. So this is one example of how through sparsification we can do. Through sparsification, your graph-based clustering, we can form the clusters. This is the example of minimum spanning tree. So first step, as I told you, is sparsification. Then I define a similarity measure. And then I define the core objects and build clusters around the core objects. Okay. So this is a technique. These are the 3 techniques for graph-based clustering in general. And one example of graph-based clustering is minimum spanning tree. Okay. Now the next example of graph-based clustering is, the second example of graph-based clustering is Opossum algorithm. Now Opossum, here. Opossum, it basically stands for optimal partitioning of sparse similarities using MATIS. Okay, it is again a clustering technique which was designed for clustering sparse high dimensional data. Okay, like for example, documents could be the documents, or could be, say, the market basket data. You have already seen market basket data, where in association analysis we have seen market basket data. So for clustering market basket data also we can use this opossum algorithm. So it uses this opossum in turn uses matrix algorithm, METIS, which was designed for partitioning sparse graphs. Okay. Now here matrix, what is again here the same thing. You compute a sparsified similarity graph like we did in minimum spanning tree, and then partition the similarity graph into k distinct components using matrix. K is nothing else but the number of clusters needed. Okay, that is a user specified parameter. Now matrix graph, it partitions into k distinct components. As I told you, k is nothing else but a user specified parameter. Now when it partitions based on two conditions. First condition is it has to minimize the weight of the edges between the components. So when I have a graph structure like this, okay, the weight of the edges whenever I am partitioning should be the minimum. That should be the one parameter it has to take into consideration. And the second condition it has to take care of is there is a balance constraint, and it has to fulfill the balance constraint. So what is this balance constraint? Now opossum will use two balance constraints. First is the number of objects in each cluster should be approximately the same. So when I get something like this, you can see here how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here there are 4. Here there are 4. So approximately you should have either 4 or 5 objects in each cluster. That is the first condition. So number of objects in each cluster should be approximately the same. And second condition is sum of attribute values should be the same. Okay, so if I add up the weights of all these values, the sum should approximately be the same of all the clusters. So these two conditions should be satisfied. That is nothing else but the constraints which have to be satisfied whenever I am using your opossum algorithm. Now the strength of this algorithm is it is a simple and very fast algorithm, and also it partitions into equal sized clusters. That is the advantage of using your opossum algorithm. It partitions the data into equal sized clusters. Okay. So this is the second algorithm we saw under graph based clustering. The third one is called as chameleon. So this is a hierarchical clustering algorithm with dynamic modeling. So it is basically used to find natural clusters. Okay, and the main property of this is it is relative closeness and relative interconnectivity of the clusters. These are the two main properties. Based on these two properties, it is going to create the clusters. So when is it going to cluster? Two clusters are combined if the relative cluster shares a certain property with constituent clusters. So which property? The closeness property and the interconnectivity property. Now we'll see what is relative closeness. Relative closeness is nothing else but the absolute closeness of two clusters normalized by the internal closeness of the clusters. That is, two clusters are combined only if the points in the resulting cluster are almost as close to each other as in the case of the original cluster. Okay, so they are combined only if the points in the resulting cluster, that is whichever you are going to combine to, they are as close to each other as they are in each of the original clusters. Okay, that is relative closeness. We have a formula where we are defining the relative closeness. So RC is equal to, this is the formula which is given. Now here SEC, I have already told here what is SEC. EC stands for edge cut. Okay, and CI and CJ are the two clusters. MI and MJ are the sizes of the two clusters CI and CJ. So SEC bar CI CJ, it is the average weight of the edges that connect clusters CI and CJ, average weight. And MI and MJ I have told you. SEC of CI is the average weight of edges if we bisect cluster CI. That is, if we are going to split cluster CI and create two more clusters. That is the average weight of cluster CI. And SEC of CJ, it is the average weight of edges if we bisect cluster CJ. Okay, this is the first parameter, relative closeness. Second parameter we have is relative interconnectivity. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. Relative interconnectivity, it is given by EC of Ci Cj by half into EC of Ci plus EC of Cj. EC is nothing but edge cut. Now EC of Ci Cj is sum of the edges of the k nearest neighbor graph that connect clusters Ci and Cj. Okay. Then EC of Ci is nothing else but the minimum sum of cut edges if we bisect cluster Ci. And EC of Cj is minimum sum of the edges if we bisect cluster Cj. Okay. So the same algorithm is given over here. Build a k nearest neighbor graph. Partition the graph using multi-level partitioning algorithm. Then merge the clusters which best preserve the cluster self-similarity with respect to relative interconnectivity and relative closeness. So these are the two parameters which you are going to merge the clusters, relative interconnectivity and relative closeness. Okay, and then until no more clusters can be merged. So this is your chameleon algorithm. Now you can just see here, I have just drawn a simple graph. This is the data set which is given. So based on the data set, we are going to draw the clusters. We draw the matrix, that is the grid matrix, and then the matrix we draw. From that we are going to generate these clusters. Now what I am going to do, I am going to partition like how we did in our earlier algorithm, like minimum spanning tree, how we did. We are going to partition. Partition is we remove the longest links which are present and we create single partitions. Then after that what happens, based on the closeness and interconnectivity, we will merge the partitions. So you see here you had, when this was one single graph, from this graph we got 7 clusters. Okay, after partitioning the graph. Then based on these two parameters, again when you merge, you get only 3 clusters. Okay, so this is what your chameleon algorithm will do. So first you will draw the k nearest neighbor graph, then you will partition them, and then you will merge them using relative interconnectivity and relative closeness parameters. Okay, this is the overall process with which chameleon performs clustering. I hope this is clear. Okay, thank you.